Hello there and welcome to the Red Bull Salzburg versus Liverpool preview. But first of all, thank you ever so much for for all of the views and the new subscribers that have come in since the review of the Bournemouth game. I don't know what I did or what I said in that game that seemed to resonate with people, but thank you ever so much. I really do appreciate it. Now, this is right now one of our biggest games of the season. Everything in the Premier League is going swimmingly. It's going really well. You know, what is it, like 15 wins from 16 or something like that, whatever it is. But the Champions League is now right down to the final day, the final game in the group stage, which is what I predicted it would go down to. And there's a couple of things that could go in our favour. There's things that could obviously not go in our favour as well. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you think. How do you think it's going to go down on the final day for us? Now, what I'm going to go through is wins, losses and draws. If we draw this game against Salzburg, then we would go on 11 points. Napoli, if they win their game, if they win their game, they would go above us in the group, and they play Genk. They would go above us in the group, but we would finish second. Now, if we lose the game and Genk beat Napoli, then what that would mean is Salzburg and Liverpool would go through. Salzburg would top the group on goal difference. That's how I understand it. Obviously, if we win the game, then we top the group. Everything's tickety-boo. It's all good and it's nice and, we're going through. That's fine. But if we lose and Napoli win, then that would mean, from what I can tell, we would be in the Europa League. And that is something that we really need to avoid. The only positive that would come from being in the Europa League would be, hopefully, Jurgen Klopp would just go, we're going to play the kids. That's it. We're not taking it seriously. We're going to go for the Premier League. We're not going to try and let it distract us too much. We're going to go and play the kids, play the youth. That's fine. If we end up getting knocked out of the Champions League at this stage, that's fine. Now, what I always prefer when we're in this position is get out of the groups, and then if anything, if you get knocked out in the next round, then you know what? You've just got to concentrate on the Premier League, all that business. The Europa League is an unnecessary distraction. It's awkward. It never bodes well for teams in the Premier League. For some reason, whoever is in the Europa League never seems to do very well in the Premier League. Chelsea may be the ones that have, like last year, their run that they had. I think they came third in the Premier League and they won the Europa League final against Arsenal. But it's massive for us to at least go out there and get a draw. At least, in my opinion, I hope that we can get the win. And Salzburg they're an awkward team. I think, looking at it, they are the highest scorers in our group. They've scored 16 goals. They've conceded 11, which puts them on a +5 goal difference, which is higher than anybody else in the group. Surprisingly, wow, we've scored 11, but we've conceded 8. Unreal. Hopefully, we can do the business against Salzburg, but we played them at Anfield and it wasn't easy. It really wasn't. We were in a commanding position for quite a while, and then they came back, made it 3-3, and it ended up being 4-3. I think it was Salah scored the last goal. We've got to go out there and, let's put this string of results that we've just put together against, against Everton, against Bournemouth, that positivity of, scoring goals almost for fun. In 2 games, we've scored 8 goals, conceded 2, which were actually against Everton, kept a clean sheet against Bournemouth. Hopefully, that gives us quite a bit of a confidence boost ahead of Salzburg. We kept a clean sheet, we performed really well, played great football, defensively we were very good. We're going to be without Fabinho, that's unavoidable, but I purely feel that everybody that's in that team that we can put up, like a Henderson, Naby Keita especially, Gini Wijnaldum, any of the guys that could step into midfield, I feel that they can go on and do a great job against Salzburg. We will have to keep it tight. They have scored ridiculous amounts of goals, and they are on the cusp of being able to, if they get the victory over us and Napoli beat Genk, they have got the ability to go into the next stage of the Champions League and knock us out. I can't make that point any sterner. I can't make it any more serious. So we have to go out there with what could be our strongest 11, but also make the right choices in that, like, especially in midfield, I feel. Now, the back line pretty much speaks for itself. Depending on whether Lovren's got a long-term, like, he came off injured against Bournemouth, Joe Gomez moved over and Trent Alexander-Arnold came on. I'm not opposed to having Joe Gomez at centre-back. He looked very good against Bournemouth, looked composed, and he obviously has what Lovren doesn't have, or, you know, maybe even only Van Dijk has, which was pace. He's a very, very pacey centre-back, sometimes gets caught out though, so there's always going to be a liability there. But if Lovren doesn't make this game, it will be Joe Gomez in the back line. Trent Alexander-Arnold, right back. Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Alisson in goal. Midfield is where the options are going to be crucial. And for me, personally, I think it needs to be Gini Wijnaldum, Jordan Henderson and Naby Keita. Naby Keita was absolutely magnificent against Bournemouth. Probably the best game I've seen him play, or one of the best games I've seen him play at Liverpool. And I cannot get over that pass that he made to Salah. What a ridiculously beautiful pass that was for Salah's goal. But in general, he was the conductor and he was brilliant in midfield, helping us tie all of our passing moves together and tie in the front three and the midfield as well. It was absolutely brilliant. Now, I expect him to go back to normal, with the front three being Bobby Firmino, Salah and Mane. The only difference I might make there, if it was me, would be Divock Origi instead of Bobby Firmino. Bobby Firmino's fantastic. He really is. He's a very underrated player, but at the moment it's just not happening for him, either in front of goal. You know, yes, he's dragging players out of position and stuff like that as well, but I personally feel that Divock Origi would actually be a bit more of a goal threat, which is exactly what we're going to need against Salzburg. It's great what Bobby Firmino does in terms of work rate and how he actually, you know, moves around the pitch and all that sort of business. Great stuff, fantastic. But we actually just need a goal threat. And having Salah, who looked very, very good against Bournemouth, Sadio Mane, who's had a rest, didn't have to play against Bournemouth. Have Divock Origi, who I don't think played either. I don't think he came on. So, you know, we've got people that should be fresh and firing and ready to go. And I personally feel that Divock Origi is the man to lead the line over Bobby Firmino this time. I just feel that he will be the one that... I just think that he'll offer more of a goal threat than Bobby Firmino is right now. That's just my personal opinion. How do I see this game going down? Honestly, first numbers that came to my mind just then, as I said it, was 3-2 to Liverpool. I think it's going to be really tight. And bearing in mind, we only have to get a draw or a win to go through. If we get a draw, we go through second, fine, no worries. We go through anyway. That's no bother. But if we can go through as group winners, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But the main thing for me is just get through to the next round, however you do it. If you get a draw, great. If you go and win, fantastic. Obviously, if Napoli somehow lose to Genk, and Napoli are doing well in the Champions League but not in their own league, Ancelotti looking like he's on the verge of the sack, but God knows what's going to happen there. They turned up very, very well against Liverpool last time out in the Champions League. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be literal edge of the seat stuff all the way through this game. It's not going to be comfortable, and I think it's an early kickoff as well. So I'm at work until like 8:15, and I'm not going to be able to watch it, which is going to be gutting. It's going to be stressful. It really is going to be stressful. I didn't think of that. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. But 3-2 just stands out to me. Away games in the Champions League haven't always been good for us. They just haven't. I don't know why. We just seem to struggle with them. But hopefully, my God, hopefully we can go out there and get the result that we need. A draw or a win. I'm calling 3-2 to Liverpool. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And are you feeling positive about it? I am feeling positive because of our last set of results in the Premier League and that. But this is Salzburg. They've got a free score in Haaland. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching this video and for all your support as well. It is greatly appreciated. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have liked it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again, and I will catch you later.